Adam. Oh, fuck you know, what a catch. Good. Disappointing, obviously. Another loss. Back on the road, just as some people may have thought we were starting to build some momentum, but we haven't in the end. Yeah. It's been taken, and it kind of looks like it was papering over a lot of cracks. I'm not saying that there were loads of people saying that we're back, because there wasn't, but it was the same old familiar theme what we saw today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a hard watch, wasn't it, mate, to be honest. We were 15 minutes in the game thinking, yeah, we're looking like it was against Norwich. We're passing through the lines, we're getting in some good positions, but the worry, even in that first 15 minutes was, I mean, I said it to you, I said our decision making in that last final third was shocking today. Whether it be Martial, James, especially Pereira, I thought he had a poor game today. His decision making was completely off compared to how he's been the last couple of weeks, and we praised him in them, but today he's got to take some flack because he was absolutely, he's like the creator, you could say. And I know I hear Rick talking about bringing Mata in for that position. A few people, even Miles, said it in the player ratings last week.
Do you start to think of that now?
Well, you cannot keep playing players if they're going to constantly put in performances like that, surely. I mean, I understand, I'm all for giving players a chance. He cannot blame, and you can't say Ollie hasn't given Pereira a chance. He's played in nearly every single Premier League game. He's played him in the right position, he played him in the centre. We all know he's not the best. We were praising Ollie for playing him in there if you are going to play him. But then again, when you've got a player like Mata sat there on the bench, and I'm not Mata's biggest fan, but on a tight little pitch like that today where Bournemouth are going to be compact and you need that little bit of creativity, maybe that was the game for him today. Mata's not going to play every single game. He's not going to play against the quick passing teams, the fast moving forward teams. But when we come here, places like Bournemouth, it's like Norwich last week. I said we did exactly what we had to do against Norwich last week. We put them to the sword and we put the game to bed early. No messing. It should have been the same again today. These couldn't hit a cow's ass with a banjo the last 4 weeks. But every time they played a long ball forward, they looked like they were going to cut us apart.
Problem. I mean, Solskjaer spoke himself about the likes of Callum Wilson, Fraser, King, talking them up, saying that they're direct players. And it's like there were large parts of the games where we let them get the better of us at the back.
We did it again. It's like you said it, man. Even a clearance, just a scuffy clearance from us playing the ball around, not being able to get through, went forward, and it just seemed to stick. And they seemed to make some of it every single time. Whereas it goes forward to our front players, it's literally stick it up them. If they don't score the first goal, then we're going to get points today. Yeah. That's how you play against United.
And you can see just before half time, okay, it got progressively worse just before the half. We could see that. I mean, you were sitting next to each other. Just get in at half time. This is going to shit here. Just get in. To concede just before that, it's just criminal. And then, like we said, this team at the moment, it's almost like we've got to score the first goal in each game because we don't really create enough chances to be putting teams to the sword and coming back from losing positions, and we haven't seen it once.
No, we haven't got a plan B, have we? It just seems like if we don't score the first goal, then we're up against it. And he had that sinking feeling, like you said, right on half time. It was like, how are they going to come out here? And I said it. I said it to you. I said these first 15 minutes, there needs to be some sort of intent in this first 15 minutes of the second half, just to give us some encouragement.
Halfway round, wasn't it?
The Bournemouth looked like the team were going to score, and like I said, they just played the bottom two teams in the league and couldn't get near the goal. But when they play against us, every time they got the ball, it looked like they were threatening us. We were just being carved open all the time. Wilson had a field day against Maguire and Lindelof today. I thought they were both average to poor, to be honest. I didn't think anything of anyone really in that back line. I think Wan-Bissaka was okay, but then again, he had his faults today again. His passing was his goal. He made a mistake for the goal. I don't know what he was doing or why he was even there in the first place, because it wasn't his side.
I don't understand. I need to see the play back, but it just happened so quickly, and you're like, well, why would our two centre halves not be occupying at least the two centre forwards from in King and Wilson? How did Wan-Bissaka end up in that position? And then when he is in that position, keep King's back face to goal, and then he's just tried to clear it. I don't know what it was. He just spooned it back, and then it's put Josh King in.
I know. You need a commanding centre back there. I'd have thought someone like Maguire would have been the person to tell him to organise that back line, because there was a section of the play before that came in where it could have been organised. So there's no excuse for Wan-Bissaka to be there at all. I don't know why he hasn't been told. He just got sucked in. He had a rush of blood, an head moment, or whatever you want to call it. But he has to go down as fault for that goal. He wasn't strong enough. He basically played it in for him, and then Josh King couldn't miss. But Bissaka's passing was off as well today. It wasn't great. He had his usual good tackling
was,
but that goals, that's a given every game with Bissaka. But he needs to produce more.
Was that today? Was it just a collective team thing of that we wasn't good enough from back to front, and that's why we didn't get anything out of the game? Or do you look at individuals or a certain area of the pitch as to why we lost that game today?
Well, you can analyse the defence to midfield and attack. Attack, no one had a good game. Midfield, McTominay tried, he did his usual, but when you've got nothing happening up front, or you can say it's the midfield feeding the forward line.
Because Pereira was poor today as well.
He wasn't giving anything. But like I said, we have to have at least 5 or 6 players all playing well. We get 1 or 2 when we're playing bad, and it's usually the likes of Scott McTominay, it might be a Bissaka, players in positions that are not going to influence the game. They're going to have good performances, but then you need, like we had against Norwich, we had James, Marshall and Rashford all playing well. And that's when
and
it
if
works.
they do that on a consistent basis, they will give teams problems. What did you make of, to finish off, Solskjaer's substitutions, the personnel he brought on and the timings?
A bit late again, to be honest. I mean, it was obvious. We said it was obvious it wasn't working on the hour mark. And then again, as soon as Williams came on, it looked like we had something. I mean, Greenwood had our closest effort on goal. I've said it on my channel. Williams needs to start being given a chance in a Premier League game. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. If Luke Shaw comes in ahead of Williams now when he gets back, then it's an absolute disgrace for me.
Which it looks like he probably will, because he's not starting in games like this, is he? So
it's criminal that he's not starting in games like this. There's no reason for Ashley Young to be there. I know he's the club captain and he probably wasn't our worst player today, but Williams is performing, and he's performing in big games, tough away games. He's not even played at Old Trafford yet.
That's what I mean.
Throws him
apart from Rochdale, Astana, I think maybe, but in Premier League,
Even when he came on against Rochdale, we were on our asses. No one was playing well, and he threw him into the pressure cooker. And he fucking, you know what, he performed really well. He looked like our best player.
And the games he's been asked to play, I keep saying it, are difficult games. Away to Alkmaar, away to Partizan.
Exactly.
Difficult games. Chelsea away. So if you can play there, surely you can play at home to Brighton or something.
Yeah, like I said before, he pocketed Hudson-Odoi, who's getting massive praise from everyone. He had nothing on Wednesday night.
Threw him into the crowd as well.
Straight away, and straight away. But there was a moment when Ashley Young got caught out of position because, like I said, Ashley Young did not have the worst game today. He wasn't our worst player. I thought he was okay. But if he's going forward, he ain't getting back. Not like Williams is. Because Williams has got it going forward and he's got it going back. He needs to start more games. For me, I'm clinging on, mate. This is what I'm clinging on to, little bits of positives here now. Because, like I said, I came into this game thinking this was a banker. I thought we were going to win.
Did you? After the last 3 games, was it enough to convince you that we'll come here? What made you have that confidence?
Because I was picking up on little things, like the fact that Pulisic for Chelsea went and scored an hat-trick, but he came to us and we didn't hear from him. You know what I mean? We had Williams with Hudson-Odoi in his back pocket. We had a game plan against Liverpool. We had a game plan against Chelsea. I expect it to be tight and snatch them games. It was like this under Ferguson with them games. It's here and Newcastle, Crystal Palace and West Ham, places like that I've got the issue with. You cannot play that style of football like we do against Liverpool and Chelsea in these types of games. It needs to be front foot football. Put them to the sword, finish the game early, which we should be doing like we did against Norwich. We showed we could do it. And that's where I was getting my confidence. I thought, right, he's doing the right things. We just got the win against Partizan. We needed to break the duck. We got that done. And I thought we were going to build on it. Maybe I got carried away a little bit. I did say that I do know what this team is like. I was there last season, mate, for the last 6 months.
And that's what I mean. Those 3 games were nowhere near enough to think we're back. Or, well, we never really truly have been back from anything. But it wasn't enough to really say it was a turning point. Next game, Partizan, wholesale changes to finish off?
I just get the Europa League out the way, mate. A win against them and we're through. Then we can play the youth team for 2 games. We don't even have to worry about it in December. Then we can concentrate on the league. I'd still play Williams. I think he deserves his shot at Old Trafford. But I'd still play a strongish team, mate. Get the game won, get it out the way. And then we got Brighton and then an international break then, so they can rest then. Concentrate. I thought we were going to get this one, the Partizan one, and then we'll do Brighton at home, hopefully. And then we'd have been in a really good position going into the international break. But now I'm thinking,
slightly dipped again.
We could beat Partizan and Brighton. It might take the edge off a little bit, but I can't be dealing with going into that international break in depression mode again, which could seriously happen.
That's all, man. big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos. And if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.